Does anyone have a question? They'd like- Questions are good. They really demand that I tap deep resources of energy in myself.
Let's do it. Um, so
Yes.
I'm not sure what to ask you exactly, except just that I really want.
Speak up.
Sure. I want to really get to this place where nothing can stop me anymore, and nothing can close my heart, and I can never get buried again. And I'm wondering, like,
I can't understand. Maybe I'm getting deaf in my old age. I don't know, but I don't. You have to speak more clearly.
how do you get to a place in your practice where nothing can stop you, nothing can close your heart, and you can't get buried by any, negativity or any kind of tension ever again?
Well, that's what the practice is about. But you have to have patience with yourself. It takes time to build that kind of system inside yourself. Wanting to do it is wonderful. Projecting that kind of goal in your life is extraordinary. Then you have to have patience and understand, that in order to sustain an open heart, no matter what you do during the day, you have to have a system inside that is really strong, that you've developed the foundation, the roots, the power inside yourself that can keep the heart open. Otherwise, understand any little tremor of negativity that comes along usually closes people up. And in order to not be afflicted by that, you have to have that internal power, that strength. I mean, it's like Rudy. I mean, Rudy had this incredible sweetness, incredible. I mean, it was unconditional love for the students, the people in his life, his family. And yet, if you looked inside him, all you saw was fire. That was inside. It was like incense. And that sweetness came from the fire burning all of his resistance, all of his tension. And I mean, to me, it was one of the most extraordinary things I'd ever seen, and I would say, well, I would say, Rudy, I had great spirit. He would say, how long have you been studying this? I would say 6 months. He would say, Stuart, I've been doing this 36 years. There was that fire in him. And from it came love, unconditional love. Also, I mean, he could really kick your ass if you were doing stupid things. But it was always done with love. It was done because he really cared about people growing and having a spiritual life. And he knew that in order to grow and have a spiritual life, the first step was developing their humanity. And that required in him unconditional love for all the bullshit he used to see from the people around him. So it took time. I mean, I would hear Rudy talking about his youth and how he grew up. And I mean, my God, you think at his age, he'd be one of the most bitter people in the world. The crap that he went through, everything from his mother when he was 2 years old, kicked him down a flight of steps, broke open his head. He spent 6 months in a hospital. You'd think by the time he was 45 years old, it would just be bitter. All he did was transform it into love. And that took tremendous amount of training and inner development. Wanting to do it is great, but then doing it, that is really great because then it requires the kind of inner work I'm talking about. Other than that, it's that kind of hors d'oeuvre like sweetness, that people have in ashrams where everybody, oh, I love you, I love, and beneath it all, there's jealousy and anger, and I mean, I'm sure you know about all that stuff. And purity of unconditional love comes from that fire that was inside of Rudy, that having developed his chakra system over 30 years, to have that kind of inner strength that could transform any piece of negativity in himself into unconditional love. And to me, it was an amazing teaching. It really inspired me so much. And it showed me, Stuart, this is possible for me to do. I need to work on myself. I need to do whatever it takes to build that kind of system. That's real freedom because you get free of your karma. So wanting it is great, but then developing it is even greater. And that is a step by step, incrementally, it grows inside a human being. So one day it just happens. And you don't even know when it happened. But all of a sudden, I mean, I had the situation today where somebody called me up. I really said about 8 months ago, I'd never take as a student again. And the person called me up with tears in their eyes and told me what happened. And I said, okay, no problem. You can come back to class. But I really said to myself, 8 months, I don't want this person as a student anymore. It's enough. And yet I listened to what happened to him, what he went through, and I said, okay, you come back. That I couldn't have done 20 years ago. I would have been pissed off. Oh, who needs you? Go find another teacher. What do I need this crap for? And yet something breaks down in you, and you really empathize with other people's pain and want to help them grow. As long as they're willing to make an effort to grow, you truly, unconditionally want to help them. But have patience, it'll come. It just takes time. It takes, I don't know. I mean, between working on my book today and having taught 3 meditations and, having to deal with my accountant and my taxes, it's been a pretty full day. In order to do that and still be here with my heart open, there had to be years of training. We must say, I found a very good accountant. She's very wonderful. She's very sweet, and she's very smart. So, thank you. After all these years, to find a person like that who you can work with, who capable of, you know, doing your taxes. And it's always light and easy and fun, and it's not a big drama. I think that's a miracle. That itself is a miracle. It shows me I've grown in life. Even my daughter here, that shows me I've grown in life. I really need it. Because I always said used to have my mother in class. And that was something, boy, I tell you, 50 years of enormous resistance and telling the world that I was crazy and a black sheep in the family. And, everybody thought I was nuts. And then one day the phone rings, I want to come to your meditation class. So what am I going to do? Be angry at her because and she came. It was just fantastic. She used to come every Sunday. She would come. Does anyone else have a question would like to? Okay, as I've been announcing, tomorrow there'll be class at the same time, but I'm going away on Saturday for probably till Thursday night. So the next class after will probably be 2 Mondays from now. Next weekend is a retreat. If you'd like to come, there's still some open spaces. Come. And that's it. God bless you all. Thank you. And I'm looking forward to seeing everybody tomorrow. God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Stuart.
Good night.
Bye.